The 24-hour challenge is complete. Details coming up. Hey guys, it's Travis Vroman here with another update on my 24-hour challenge. So if you remember a while back, I posted a video about developing a game in 24 hours, and the idea was that it was going to be a very simple Sokoban style game, and it was to be done in 24 cumulative hours. So just to recap, it was not going to be done in a straight 24-hour period, but a period of 2 hours here, 3 hours here, an hour and a half here, and whatnot. And I would track the entire progress. So I kept a log throughout the progress of developing the game, and initially what I did was I sort of kept it in a text file along with the repository. And what I've done is I've also written an article about this whole process, and I'm going to post that in the description below. So basically, where I wanted to get by the end of this project was to get it into a publishable state. And the reason that I say a publishable state is because I wanted the game to be done, but I also realized that the process of releasing the game and putting it up on Google Play can be kind of lengthy, and I didn't really want that to take away from my development time. So I wanted to be clear that the 24 hours was spent actually developing the game and getting it complete as a final runnable product. So the publishing process was probably another couple of hours after that because I needed to make marketing assets and come up with descriptions and fill out the Google Play questionnaire, things like that. So I didn't want that to detract from the development of the game, so I didn't really track that bit. And I really don't think it's all that important in the grand scheme of things, because the real hard part is actually getting the game to a point where it's done. So a decision that I made was to open source the game. So I am hosting the project on GitHub, and I will also put a link to that in the description below. I made that decision mainly so that people that are watching this video or this series of videos can go on and have a look and see how I approached the problems that I ran into, and can see my progress with it as I check things in. So I didn't actually create the repository until I think the 6th or 7th hour, so I wasn't checking it in up to that point. I should have, but I didn't. But after that, I checked in every 1 to 2 hours, and I made sure to update the log as I went. So if you actually go in and look at the repository, you can see the commits that I made, and take a look at the progress of the engine as I went through the development process. So overall, I'm not 100% pleased with the quality of the game, and it's mostly because of the time constraint, to be completely honest, but it's also because of some decisions I made. So one of those decisions was to switch from JavaScript to TypeScript. It was about 6 hours in or 7 hours in. I wasn't really happy with the JavaScripty way of doing things in terms of setting up the classes and splitting everything up. So I decided to go with TypeScript. It's what I use at work. I'm a lot more comfortable with it. And I really should have used that to start with when I first started the project. But regardless, I'm actually going to have a separate video to talk about some of the lessons that I've learned in this exercise, because, well, technically this exercise and the last exercise of releasing a game, which I actually did 4 years ago. But overall, I would say I'm okay with the quality of the game, but I'm not really too pleased with it, I guess you could say. So what I mean by that is there are some obvious polishing issues that need to be done, and I'm actually considering doing those in addition to the the 24 hours and just make an update to the app, because there are certain things in that game I'm just really not happy with. So one thing that I'm not happy with is the controls aren't very responsive, and that's because of the way that I implemented the moving system. And I think that just a few small tweaks and a little bit of polish there could make a huge difference. The other thing I'm not 100% sold on is some of the graphics of the game. They were somewhat quickly put together, but they were mostly pixel art and things like that. And I guess they're fine for a 24-hour project, but I think as a released product, they need to be, again, polished a little bit more. The title screen leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion, and I would really like to, especially that, clean that up. Some of the marketing assets I also did kind of in a hurry, and I know that those things weren't really included in the original 24 hours, but I also was sort of in a hurry to get the game out the door, and I shouldn't have done that. And again, I'm gonna come back to that in a separate video where I talk about lessons learned. But like I said, overall, there's a few things that I really want to tweak. The controls are one of them. Another thing is the audio. I'm not 100% happy with. There's an issue with the looping of the background music, and the movement audio I'm not really happy with either. The goal audio I'm okay with, but I don't know, if I find something better, maybe I'd use that instead. There's also some issues with the UI. Some things just don't flow quite as smoothly as I would like. The characters aren't animated, which is a huge issue for me. I think that it really makes the screen kind of look dead, in my opinion, when you're not doing something. And what the framework that I developed actually has support for animated sprites, but I didn't have the time to actually build the assets. And part of that was because I rolled my own framework and made my I don't even know if I'd call it an engine, to be honest. I guess it was kind of an engine, and it was something that I figured that I could stand up pretty quickly and use, simply because I am not familiar enough with a different engine that I could quickly stand up something in 24 hours with. Otherwise, it was a lot quicker for me to just be able to slam out code and put together some assets and be able to put out a product. So all in all, I would say if I had probably twice the amount of time, I would be a lot more pleased with the product. And it's far from perfect. I'm not 100% happy with it, but what I am happy with was the game was finished in the time allotted for it. And that was kind of a huge undertaking. And I'll go into some of the reasons why in the lessons learned video that's going to come after this. But basically, the idea is, I think the next game that I'm going to do, I'm not going to put a strict time frame on it, like 24 hours, because you're not ever going to develop something that's really nice in that amount of time. I don't care how experienced you are. Generally speaking, you're not going to make something that's very well polished in 24 hours. And this was more of a challenge, not about what quality of a game could I make, but could I make a game in 24 hours? And the answer to that is yes, but it's not a superior product. And as a result, I think I am actually going to go back and polish it and release an update. And I'm not really happy about that either, because I don't like doing that. Once you release a product, you usually forget about it. So I'm still on the fence as to whether I'm going to do that or not. I don't know. You guys take a look at it. There's going to be a link to the app in the Google Play Store in the description. Please, just install it, have a look at it, leave me some comments below, and let me know what you guys think. Be brutally honest. Be completely honest with me. I'm looking for real feedback here. I'm not looking for something that's sugar-coated. For example, when I ran this by one of my friends, he said that one of the sound effects in the game, I believe it was the walking sound effect in the game, sounded like you were walking through a septic tank. Now, I do question how he knows what that sounds like, but I get the idea. It sounded like crap. So if you guys would download and try the game and leave me some feedback on that, I would greatly appreciate it. Because maybe there's something else in there that I haven't considered, and the only way that I'm ever going to know all the pros and cons of the game after its release is of course to get feedback on it from you guys. So that's all I've really got on the completion of it for now. Like I said, I'm going to be releasing another video about the lessons learned sometime soon. And yeah, that's really it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe, and go ahead and hit the bell up in the top corner of YouTube to get notifications for when I post new videos. Again, I'm posting these videos daily. So yeah, on that note, thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow.